So what if your Java code could represent real world things like a person or a car? Hmm. This video, we're entering object-oriented programming, known as your OOP. Okay, so this is where your Java game goes from printing to building actual things. Okay, that is why it is known as object-oriented programming. Okay, so first of all, we need to define some things. So, like the picture you're seeing, we're going to use it to define what a class is. Now, a class is a blueprint, like a design for a car. It defines what something is and what it can do. Now, using the following line of code and image on your right, what do we see? First of all, we see a class. Now, this is how you write class, including the public keyword before class. Okay, so now ignore the public keyword, take in class. So that's how you write a class. And after the class keyword, there's what we call the name of the class. And from there, we can see it's called car. Okay, so usually the name of your class is the same as the name of your file. So if your file is called car.java, your class is called car. Okay, so now the class is like a blueprint. What is a blueprint? A blueprint is like what you use. It's like seeing a house under construction. Okay, that house has a blueprint. How they're going to design the windows, the doors, and whatever. Okay, the rooms, the living room. Okay, so that is a blueprint. So the same as class. So imagine now class of car. Using the image, we see classes and objects in Java. Okay, so the class is the car. Now the car can give a detail of object. So the string, which is the brand, the int, which is the year. So okay, now we have the data models, which is the model, the color or the brand. Then we have the methods. The method is the speed and the size. Okay, now for the class, we have the first one that covers the model, which is a model, a Tiga, color, Metron, and brand Maruti. Then we have the next one, model XUV 500, color is black, and the brand is Mahindra. And we have those are just guest names, they're not real vehicle names. So we have the next one, which is from model Swift, the color is red, and from Maruti. So this is actually an image from Dataflow. Okay, so this is just actually giving us an idea of what a class is. So the class is like the blueprint. Okay, it tells us where the car is from, the model of the car, and color of the car. Okay, like this one I was saying string, brand, and here. So that's what the class does. Now let's see what the object does. So after declaring a class, object helps us create an instance of the class. So an object is the actual car made from that blueprint. So you can make many objects from one class. Okay, now this is what I want to tell you. An object is the actual car, as you can see in this image. The object is the actual car, the Maruti or the Mahindra is an object. So the car is just, okay, how do we make this car? So we need a model, we need a color, we need a brand, we need doors, we need windows. So that is the class. So the class just is the blueprint. So okay, written on paper. While the object is the full car that has been completed by the developer. Okay, sorry. Object is the full car that has been developed by the developer or the producer. So you can make many objects from one class, but you only have one class. Okay, so there can be a question like this: what is the difference between classes and objects? So a class is a blueprint that tells how it's a blueprint of an item. Okay, while an object is the actual is the endpoint of the class blueprint. Okay, why you can also say a class is it's okay, an object. So let's go with an object. You can make many objects from one class, but you can only have one class to many objects. Okay, so that those are two major differences of the class and object. We're going with how to create an object. So creating an object, we saw how to create a class. Just use the class keyword, the name of the object, and the dictionaries, whatever you want, that's the value, the parameters also. Now we're still looking at how to create an object. Okay, so we have the car, which is the name of the sorry, which is the name of your class, okay, coming in first, followed by the name you want to assign. That's the value, the name of your variable, okay, is my car. Now you're creating a new instance of car to your variable my car, okay, so that's just how it works. So if you look at the image, you see boy, which is the name of the class, followed by the object reference, and followed by the new, which is a keyword, and the boy, which is a constructor. Okay, after staring at that image for a minute, I hope you already understand it. Now, next up is real life examples of objects. Okay, so let's see. Let's go with a real life example now. Let's imagine a class as a person. Now, a person can be anybody. Now, let's imagine the object as describing who a person is. Now, let's say a class is a noun. Then a pronoun tells more about the noun. Okay, like James. Now, pronoun tells about James is running, James is in school. So just take it like that way, okay? So your class is your person, and your object is you, me, your lecturer, all person objects. Okay, so that's why I told you to use the noun and pronoun formation. All right, so now if we create a class called person, now the objects in the class should be the name of the person and the age of the person. Okay, so that is how to create a class, a blueprint of creating something. How do you create something? That is a class. A class just wants you to write the blueprint down and just leave it, then the object creates the final product from the class. Okay, now let's go over to why it matters. Okay, why do we need to write classes? So in this code, when in this video series episode, we're not going to write any line of code, so we're just going to go through our slides. So why does it matter? Why it matters? So code class makes your code modular, clean, and realistic. So meaning using OOP, object-oriented programming, makes your code modular, clean, and realistic. I will show you what it means by that. The next, you see, it lets your model it lets you model real world stuff like students, bank accounts, etc. So using classes or object-oriented programming helps you to create a model of real world stuff like creating a bank app, for instance, creating a student registry website or a student registry application. Just creating so many things. You are not limited when using object-oriented programming, and everything happens in a modular, clean, and realistic manner. What do I mean by modular? Modular is something you can break into pieces and assemble into one, and it gets a whole product. Okay, so modular, if something is modular, it means I can package it in a dismantled format, and when I give it to you, you assemble and it becomes whole. Okay, that's what it means by modularity. Okay, so now that's the intro to classes and objects. And next up, we'll write our first real class and use it. So like, sub, and comment. And also you can comment hashtag Java OOP. Okay. This if this clicked for you. Okay. So please do well to comment the questions below. Not only the hashtag Java OOP, but also if you have any questions, please use it. And if it doesn't click for you also, please use the comment section to ask questions on where it doesn't click right for you. Okay. So thank you very much and peace for now.